Welcome to the Molybdenum Software Show. I have continued working on Input Branches project,
Oh, yeah.
and I just pushed, hopefully, support for multiple branches. Which
Multiple
seems trivial.
branches.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what
Since
that means.
well, since inputs, input branches, they are inputs that are actually branches in the same repo,
Mhm.
and then are used as submodules and relative input paths.
Yeah.
Well, then for each real actual branch like main or feature foo, we need their own set of input branches.
For each real. Sorry, I did not follow the
Branch,
last bit.
like for branch main, we need
Mhm.
inputs. An input that is used this way, an input branch would be input slash main slash Nix packages. That's a branch.
Okay.
But if let's say I'm working on a feature branch where I'm trying out a some kind of a PR against Nix packages, and I'm trying it out in that branch, and I need to make some kind of a change in my usage of Nix packages that has to do with that
Mhm.
change. So I need now another branch. I need to be on another branch, not main, but also I need a new branch for that input branch. So I'm on foo branch and then inputs. So for the foo branch, the input branch would be inputs slash foo slash Nix packages.
Okay. Um. So I can imagine how you could have multiple branches that track different branches of Nix packages. I think I'm not understanding what it is in submodule terms. Is there two different submodules now, or is it?
Well, it's kind of vaguely defined. A submodule is at a certain path in the repo,
Right.
and different repo, some repo, in this case it happens to be the same repo,
Yeah.
is mounted
Mhm.
at a certain rev. And
Right.
the Git submodule mechanism does not know branches. It
Okay.
only knows there's a certain
Yeah.
repo at a certain rev there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so now I think it's like generally quite useful. And I also, since we last talked, I also implemented shallow importing.
Okay, yeah, we talked about that last time because I had to clone all of Nix packages, and that.
Yes,
Okay, I remember that.
and that was
Mhm.
embarrassing. So now there's shallow importing. So now
Cool.
all of Nix packages turns into one commit.
Mhm.
That commit in its message says squashed upstream and then the original rev, that so that you know what it is like equal to.
Oh, okay. Because like Git has a concept of shallow clones, but There's no way to leverage that here.
Yeah, it doesn't work because
Okay.
you cannot push them.
Mhm.
You cannot push them back.
Yeah, the thing you push are commits, which is a whole tree of things, I guess.
In theory, it's possible with Git, but it's up to the Forge. And that's something I learned from this project. It's up to the Forge. And GitHub does not allow shallow updates because
Okay.
it gets into a territory where you don't have the entire history. And that's maybe okay for having a local, shallow clone.
Yeah, but their
But
UI doesn't necessarily, like, there's always a head button or something, and that would sort of assume that you click on it and it takes you somewhere. Or parent button, I mean.
they complete history, right? There's no truncated.
But like because Git itself is like architecturally layered, and like there's the content addressed storage system, which does not care about that kind of integrity. And in fact, even
Apparently.
the CLI tool you're telling me, and I guess I knew, does not actually require that like the commits you pull into the content addressed storage system actually have all their parents. But the Forge, the thing you're pushing to, may or may not require that.
Yeah.
Like the Git push protocol doesn't require it, is what you're saying? Like, or there's some other command I don't know for pushing around content addressed storage stuff at like a lower level.
It's just simply the Forge answering, sorry, no.
Well, what's the command that I would try to run?
You push it. I mean, I tried. Well, the thing that fails is pushing it. Pushing where, like, I have a commit, but I don't have the complete history for it. So I'm trying to push that to GitHub, and GitHub says, no, sorry, you don't have.
What if I had the full history, but I only wanted to push that commit?
I don't know how you would do that.
I see.
It's not the different push.
Got it.
That I was using.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. But the push command does not like. It's a little surprising to me, like that the push command would try to push different things based on what you know, like if I try to push a commit by hash, for instance, I would sort of expect the same thing to happen, regardless of what happens to be in my .git directory. But I guess what you're telling me is different things happen based on what's actually in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, well, you're learning all about Git internals and then how they interact with Nix.
Well, I think the first kind of barrier to trying to do such a thing is that you probably need to use the force flag, if that makes it any better.
Like
in
if you
terms
don't
of your
have the
opinion
history.
of this. Yeah. If I remember correctly. First the force flag, and then GitHub also refuses.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't even. To me, the force flag is about like whether you're fast forwarding or not. But I guess like a commit without any. Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense, right? Because a commit where you don't know its parents, there's no way to deduce if it's a fast forwardable or not. So I guess that makes sense.
So now that this thing is, and also I rewrote the entire documentation. It's not yet nothing's perfect, and I think there's kind of discrepancy between the documentation of this thing as a pattern, because you could, just adopt the way that I've documented how this could be achieved.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could, if you're using Flake parts, you could use the Flake parts module for this and enjoy the commands that it comes with.
Got it.
It's probably much easier than trying to do this yourself because this is finicky.
Yeah, I have gotten that sense.
But it's gotten less finicky with my commands that I managed to generate because I test them. So it
Sweet.
would honor me because frankly, no one. I don't think anyone has the courage to even try such a thing. But if you would at least honor me by reading the docs and giving your opinion.
Sure. Yeah, let me open a tab to remind myself. Is it under the Mighty IAM input branches? There it is.
Yes.
All right, I will take a look.
Share screen.
Yeah. Or do you want to take a look now? I can do that.
That would be
Share screen.
thrilling because
Okay.
I think I just made it.
Here we go. Nice. Okay, apply changes to a Flake input by importing its branch and using it as a Git submodule. All right. Sometimes a project can be used as a Flake input as is, but often we want to apply changes to it prior to consumption. And then this is a link to the upstream issue. Yep. Nix does not yet provide a feature of seamless application patches to Flake inputs. This project defines a workflow for applying changes to an input by importing its branch into our repository and referring to that branch via path that points to a Git sub. Via path. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Commands that support this workflow are provided via Flake parts options. Okay, and then this links to Flake parts itself. Cool. This is the README again.
Yes, but it might not be the latest. It's certainly not the latest commit. I'm not sure I made changes because this has some kind of a daily
Got it.
Update.
Okay, so that docs project just pulls the latest occasionally.
Also, that Flake Parts website page is the README plus the Flake Parts options.
There's more stuff below. Okay. Got it. All right, single repo setup, more self-contained, less to keep track of. No artificial committing / pushing during development. No typing over at input and accidentally omitting it. Provided scripts save time and improve consistency. Optional shallow import. Extra useful for inputs with huge history such as Nix packages. Yep, sweet. All right. Import the upstream branch into our project's own repository. For example, we can import the upstream Nix packages unstable branch as inputs main Nix packages in our repository. Okay. Repositories with huge histories, such as Nix packages, should be fetched shallowly and imported into a single artificial commit.
This is hand wavy, right? Like, how do you do that exactly?
Right. Yeah, I definitely don't know how to do that. All right. Add our repository at that branch as a Git submodule to our repository. For example, blah blah. Our Git modules will include, and then this is the trick. Refer to the same repo. Point the input URL to that path. Yep. Okay. Declare inputs.submodules equals self.submodules equals true, otherwise referring to the Flake via path Nix tilde would result in submodules being omitted. It seems that Nix does not support dot question mark submodules equals true. Okay. Is that something I would have expected Nix to support?
Yeah, maybe you should say it seems that Nix supports Git.
Oh, okay.
Git
So
URL
this shows
or
up in
HTTP
other
URL.
places, but
yes,
with URLs, but not with paths, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
I
guess the only nit I have here is these seem to be lowercase. That's capital D. Very minor. Self.submodules. Okay, cool. Git fetching only. since submodules need to be fetched, project can be fetched only as a Git repo. For example, cannot be referred to as. Oh, right. Okay. I was aware of that. It must be referred to as blah or similar instead. Got it. The input must be flake equals true. Okay, that's surprising to me. It seems that an input that is referred to by relative path inside of the super project and is a Git submodule and is flake equals false ends up being equivalent to self, which would be incorrect. So input branch inputs must be flake equals true, which is default. Also flake.mix must exist. Okay.
I don't know why
This is
this
surprising,
behavior.
right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. And I
but
guess
this
my
is
brain
actually.
is
Hmm?
looking for the upstream issue. But
Yeah,
it
I have
makes
a
sense.
test that like confirms this, and
Mm-hmm.
if ever, and I'm testing against multiple Nix versions since the first supported one.
Mm-hmm.
So if this ever changes, I'll find out.
Got it. Git submodules overhead, just the usual overhead associated with Git submodules, such as yep. Super project must be dirty. It seems that when the super project stays clean, submodules that are referred to by path will be fetched via Git. This was reported as issue log. Okay. Okay. Without my first question is, what's wrong with fetching with Git?
Well, it's not your it's not the contents of the submodule that will be used. They will be fetched from their remotes.
Okay. And that would be different if you have like uncommitted submodule changes.
Right. The benefit is that we can edit an input, a flake input, in the directory of our project and just test our flake without doing override inputs flag.
So that sounds to me like the super project would be dirty in the scenario you're describing.
Well, it's not dirty enough. The super project itself must be dirty, not the submodule.
Yeah, but what I mean is
Mm-hmm.
in the super project, because I have a decent amount of experience with submodules. If you have a submodule with uncommitted changes or a submodule where you've like committed the changes but haven't pushed the like updated submodule, and when you run git status in the super project, you see
True.
output, right?
True. But Nix still, you're right. But Nix it's not trigger that.
Got it.
I don't know, but even I don't know like how to talk about this. It's like
right. Okay, so I guess like you've filed an issue, so I guess that makes sense. I think it requires a little bit of thinking to understand why this is a problem. And I think the reason it's a problem is because, and maybe this isn't. Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing that's like implied by a number of these things, like all of these basically, is like the convenient thing you could do is you can just CD into your like inputs / next package, inputs main next packages, and just start making some changes. And nothing else needs to happen. Like it feels like a big mono repo. But that breaks in this scenario. So yeah, it makes sense when I'm talking through it with you, but that's like, it's very possible that if I was coming at this with very little context, I would have been like, what's wrong with
fix
that?
It? Fix the phrasing?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what I would want instead, but like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Which is like,
yeah, I get it. It's not clear what is lost with this behavior.
Yeah, like what's the
Especially if you don't.
problem? And I think yeah. But I also don't know how to like
I have a good idea
rephrase
how
this.
to.
Okay. Great. All right. Forge push limits. Oh, interesting. What are forge push limits? Huh. 2 gigabyte limit for a single push. Huh. Neat. Okay. Yikes. Uh-huh. Should be handled shallowly. Okay. At this point, I still don't know how to handle things shallowly, but I guess that's coming up. Input branches must be pushed. Must ensure that in addition to pushing the usual branch, we also push the input branch. Yeah, this is kind of a like classic get submodules gotcha, right? Which is you can push the updated submodule pointer, but the thing it points at might not actually exist. And it's a source of so much pain, especially in like a team project where multiple people work on the repo.
I think maybe pre-push git hook might help with this.
Yeah, we had one like that at our job, and it was like not good enough for us to live with it forever, but it made things a little better. It was like people would still be able to push things that change the submodule to point at a commit not on the main branch of the project, which was like not something we wanted. But anyways, like that's just about submodules, and right, like nothing about what you're doing. Nothing about this. Nothing inherent to this other than submodules. Tools must consider foreign code. Since we now have input code under /inputs, we must consider this path in the usage of tools such as linters and formatters. Okay, like ignoring the path.
I suppose, yes.
Yeah, okay, makes sense, because it looks like vendor code. All right, NixOS issues and workarounds. This workflow causes /surfaces following issues with NixOS. A NixOS module that mitigates these issues is provided as modules NixOS default. Okay. Get metadata in Nix derivation. By default, NixOS uses get metadata in some derivations. This may be useful under normal circumstances, but when Nix packages is a get submodule that is referred to by path, and the get metadata is no longer part of the Nix packages repository, but of the super project. Okay. This unintended consequence also results in more frequent /noisy NixOS derivation changes, probably? Missing an S?
I think both is good English.
More frequent /noisy NixOS derivation change. Yeah, I guess so. The provided NixOS module disables the use of get metadata. It removes the NixOS version command and replaces the Nix packages version that is by default included in boot entry labels with no get metadata. Whew. Okay. Cool. A command I did not know about, and then another thing I did not know about, but I believe.
You are familiar, you must be familiar with the boot entries.
Yes. And they show something like this in them.
Yeah, with this is cheating. This thing is a little bit of a cheat, because in non-flakes there is this dirty thing that occurs to inject the git rev, the possible git rev, and in flakes there is this explicit flake feature that gives you the input rev.
Mhm.
Both are like fine, okay, but as I said, it's as is written, it's like it's noise. It's noise because that rev is no longer of the input, but it's of the super project for some reason.
Okay.
So I chose to just not have this.
Got it. And the reason I get the result I get is, whoops, this dot dirty coming from,
It's coming from the fact that you probably built this from. Actually, I don't know. Why are you getting dirty? Maybe this is your patching mechanism.
yeah, so the patching mechanism applies patches to the source, and
Does
I
not
guess
commit
I
them.
thought the source wasn't even like a Git repo, right? Like it's just a tarball without a .git directory.
Well, the tarball that um, at least the tarballs provided by channels. Suppose you're not using channels, but let's
Yeah.
start with that. Tarballs that are provided by channels, they include a file .git revision.
Okay.
That's the cheat. Uh, maybe
Okay.
there's
So
a
maybe I
different.
also have that with my Flake inputs.
Well, flakes, the inputs themselves provide an attribute called rev.
Okay. I guess I don't actually know how to get my hand. Do you know how to do this? This would be a useful tool for me to have. Like, can I get my hands on the input in any convenient way?
Sure, the breakpoint.
Okay. But I can't just do it in Nix REPL. I need to.
Right. No, you need to place a breakpoint in the new Nix eval
What is it? Break
built-ins
like
dot
that?
break, and it's not a yeah. That should Nix eval. Um, oh, you can do. Oh, okay, sure. I
Great.
never did that. That makes sense.
Okay. Unpatched inputs dot Nix packages, and then I can do something like that. All right. Yeah. Okay. But this rev here is the thing you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
This is used by the Nix packages flake.
Hmm.
It's used by the Nix packages flake to insert something into the lib, to the Nix packages lib
Got it.
that returns this.
Yeah. Huh. Fascinating. I still don't totally understand it, but anyways. Cool. I did not know about that feature from Flakes. All right. Nix packages.flake.source. By default, the Nixos option, Nix packages.flake.source, is set to self.outpath. Okay. This is not an option I'm familiar with. What is it for me? Nix rebel dot. Hmm. Come on. Nixos configurations, pattern, config, dot, boom. Okay. Interesting. By default, it sets a self.out path. This may be useful under normal circumstances, but when Nix packages is a Git submodule that is referred to by path, results in the super project being part of the Nixos derivation, which is unacceptable because any edit would, boy. Okay. Set to null, which results in removal of Nix, typo there. Nix packages from the system flake registry. Okay. This is talking about, like, this thing? This Nix packages? Is that the system flake registry?
Fixing a typo. Fix. Which results in the removal of Nix packages from the system flake registry.
Is that this thing? This is a lookup in the system flake registry?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And this is tied to... I thought this was orthogonal, like unrelated to the way the machine was built. But this is making it sound like it is tied to the Nixos configuration.
Wait, hold on. Think about that. Yeah, I think by default. I mean, take a look at Etsy Flake Registry or something like that, or Registry or Nix, Etsy Nix Flake Registry.json. See what's there.
Etsy static. Wow, I've never seen that. Okay.
What's do you see? Yeah, flakes.
Interesting.
And then there's a list. You have an ID.
Yeah.
From ID indirect to your store, and that's a proof that your Nix package is patched.
Interesting.
So that's by default. There's actually an option like to enable it, which is by default true.
That's that thing right there, 4.6.
Yeah, and you see this, by the way, you see this copying to the store? Does this smell fishy to you?
It does.
I think that's fixed in some recent, I think Nix 229, that's fixed.
I do have Nix 229.
Okay, then I don't know.
But yeah, I agree. That seems like an unnecessary copy. Okay, so if I do sudo move, what's going to happen here? Okay, now it pulls the latest. Okay, so there's like this thing baked into like Nix itself or something, and you can override it with this registry, or like tweak its behavior.
Yeah, there's that. This is the system registry, and then there's the global registry, if I'm not mistaken.
Very interesting. Cool. All right. Good to know. Okay, increase in repo size. Yeah, so more stuff in your repo. Okay, so none of those commands, or even like how to actually get started with this. Like you said, this is kind of hand wavy. So what would you expect somebody to do after reading this README?
To ask themselves whether they're already using flake parts. And in the case that they're not, they should probably use flake parts because it's useful in ways that are more significant than this. And then if they're using flake parts, then they could consider using these flake parts the options that this provides.
Oh, commands that support this workflow. All right, so that's the thing. Which you click on and it takes you here. Then you read all this again. You see inputs. Okay, the commands. Where are the commands? Okay, commands.all. List of all of the commands. Okay, here we go. So this is how you learn about the commands, is you read this stuff. It says there's this input branch init blah that attempts to initialize input. Okay, and you're able to generate all these because you have access to self. You have access to inputs. So you can like loop over all the inputs and generate different commands for each input.
Sorry, a little noisy here.
No worries. Cool. Does seem like it's possible to have an input with a name that isn't a valid file name.
Maybe.
Which I guess would be a weird thing.
Does anyone really do that?
Yeah.
PR welcome.
Yeah. I mean, the alternate would, I guess, be to make this a positional argument. But this
This was
nice,
easy
maybe,
to do.
because it gets tab completion. And yeah, I can also see how it would have been easier to write. Okay, force input. All right, a list of commands.
Relatively easy to write, like, right? This command generation.
Sorry, I don't mean to demean the effort. I just can see how it would be less effort.
No, I get that part of it was being, yeah.
Input branch, push, force, whatever, and then one that pushes all of them. Nice consistent naming there with branches. Cool. That makes sense. And then you got a similar thing here. Come to rebase input. Input branches, rebase input. Okay. So I don't think I understand how these things know what to rebase on top of.
Check out the other options.
Oh, okay. So there's... Input branch definitions. Each attribute name must correspond to an existing input. Okay, so that's the answer to my question. Okay. Got it.
Oh, I should change the...
Yeah, I think with a lot of... I don't think this would be a quick thing for me to try out, but I think there's enough information here to figure it out. This is something that would definitely like work really well in tutorial form. Like, let's make a new flake from scratch and add a couple of inputs and show how to make a change to mix packages, blah blah blah. But that would
tutorial.
be a lot of work.
Definitely. Why do you think it won't be like a thing that would be quick for you to test?
Oh, I just think...
To try?
I'm just estimating, like I'm guessing that it would take me more than an hour to get it working. And that's like, just because there's nothing guiding me through which of these options I need to set. Or like,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I'd probably just start by like, or like, yeah, it's not clear to me when I run the, what I do before running the init command, for instance. So I add an input to my flake, I like add some metadata here, and then do I create the submodule myself? I end up with a submodule at the config path, it inherited the remote, it was an upstream remote. So it seems like I probably, yeah. Do I have to create the submodule myself? Because like once I write this line of code, my flake's gonna start misbehaving.
This creates the submodule.
Yeah, okay. But I guess like, if I run this before if I write this line of code when the submodule doesn't exist, isn't my flake gonna be like non-operational because it's got an input that doesn't exist?
After this init and and
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is like the order of operations. Create new Git repo,
mm-hmm.
define flake, put this line of code in flake, and now I've got like I've got a like non-functional flake.
This change to change your input, that would be after the init.
Okay, so then for this to work, doesn't that require me to define the metadata on these
Yes.
inputs here?
Yes.
And so then if it must correspond to an existing flake input, I feel like I've got a circular dependency here. Like for me
Well,
to be able to,
supposedly you already have the input locked. You have to. It's a requirement.
okay, so
But
that's
as a
where I'm,
normal input, an existing flake input.
okay. So like from scratch, what would I do? I would like
You would
add
add
Nix
an input
packages as an
normally.
input,
Yeah,
and like it wouldn't be pointing at a submodule yet.
correct.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. So like that would have taken me a while to figure out. Like I would have reading this, I would have been like, I gotta have a flake input, and the flake input needs to look like this. But before this works, I need to run this command. But before I can run this command, I need to.
Yeah, that's
You
not
see
how
the
I
circle
meant
that
it.
I'm going in?
Obviously, a tutorial is
Yeah,
necessary.
because that like create an input pointing at some other, not random place, but like, you know, yeah. So, anyways, that's the first thing that I was like, I didn't know how to do. And maybe that's the only thing. But I mean, this is like, comes across to me at first blush as like well documented, and like it's just like not, it's like the stuff I want after I'm using the tool, not the stuff I want to get started using the tool. But that's not me saying I couldn't get started. It's why I'm saying it's a lot. It's intimidating, but that's not
Mm-hmm.
like a fixable problem. That's just like when you jump into a new thing and you start reading the doc, like the technical docs. It's like, oh boy, this is telling me how to like use the tool, and I don't even know how to get started with the tool yet.
Yep. And this is yet another reason, another motivation for me to make a tool in which documentation can be written where the examples are tested.
Yep. I could see that being very cool because you don't want to write up the whole damn tutorial and like have it bit rot or not work, and for sure.
I've also realized from this project that I want the theoretic tool in which examples will be tested is a better testing tool
Sure.
than whatever the heck I wrote the tests in currently.
I 100% agree. Like it's literally most things you just care about the user's experience, and the user's experience can be captured in the form of these like tutorials that teach them how to use the tool. So I definitely found that like when working on that alternative to, oh my gosh, I can't remember what Doman and Zubo's project's called. Yeah, the alternative to Tesh. I was like, oh, this is actually really fun to use the tool to test it. But very clean looking, understandable tests that you write. So yeah, I'm really excited to get back to that project.
Likewise. So if you ever want to try this out, you can try this out. You can ask me questions.
Sweet.
You could also never use it, or you could also wait for a proper tutorial, any kind of tutorial. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that's gonna push me is if I ever like start having to manage, if I have like a main development machine that is ARM and I switch back and forth between it and x86, then the thing that I do right now will get very annoying. But I'm also kind of hoping that Nix gets core support for this at some point in the not too distant future.
But the thing you're using now is only for Nix packages or for any input?
It's for any input.
Okay.
Yeah. But it does require like hard coding a system so that you can like hackily instantiate a Nix packages that has an apply patches thing so that you can like apply patches to the inputs, which then triggers IFD, which is another thing that, you know, may not be for everyone. I'm fine with IFD, but the like hard coding a system is what bothers me.
All right. Let's. Anything you want to share?
Nope. Nice work.
Then how about we get back to the PR tracker?
All right. Where did we leave off?
I think. Do we have a failing bump? I fixed one since our last. You reviewed it, right?
Not sure, but you're right. We do have a failing bump. Guess we can start there. Hey, that's my team's fault. Nix FMT 1.0 has been released.
Okay. Yeah, I saw.
It includes
so this
dedented concatenation.
Well, congratulations, and thank you for improving formatting.
Sure thing. Kill that. I think we can just clone this and run a NixFMT. Be on our merry way. NixFMT. Did this have told us about other stuff that went wrong, or just the first thing that crashed?
I don't believe it has keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a single Nix flake check. We might want to adopt the one check per build.
Right.
Workflow.
There's like two different ways of doing that. There's some projects that use GitHub Action features to like build test matrices, and then there's your approach of declaratively managing the YAML files with, what was it
Those
called?
are orthogonal.
Those are two different ways of doing it, right?
Oh, actually, I do both, which makes me think it's you're talking about a different thing. You're talking about, well, let's generate, because at build time we know our checks, so let's generate the workflow to have our checks, and it would not need to figure them out at runtime.
Right. I thought that's what you did.
No, I was not smart enough. I'm generating my workflow,
Mm-hmm.
and it figures the checks at runtime.
Oh, okay.
So now I understand I could simplify my runtime to do more at build time.
Huh. I see. Okay. That's so
It makes
weird. I
more
thought we
sense.
looked at this code together last time, and I clearly either misunderstood it while I was reading it, or I've misremembered it in
You must have,
retrospect.
yeah, you must have not remembered it, and because what you're saying makes more sense. You can do more at build time. It's like a more Nixie thing to do.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe there are benefits. Like maybe you don't have to wait for a runner to get scheduled to compute the matrix. You can just fire up all of them in parallel at the start. I don't know enough about GitHub Actions.
Well, yes, and it's all this matrix thing. It adds complexity. One workflow job has to reference another, and the outputs of it, and it's like much better to figure this out at build time. Thank you for that.
Sure thing. This is a very weird interaction with me because I thought we. Anyways, glad it seems like a good idea. I just could have sworn we talked about this last time, and you were showing me how you did this. This is so weird. Cool. Well, that's chugging along. Do we want to wait for the GitHub Actions? Do you think it would be faster?
Let's talk about what our next task might be.
Great. All right. So let's look at our milestones. Unofficial deployment. Great. We only have 2 things left. So that's great. README/manual balance. I think we should move some stuff from the README to the manual. Okay. I think that's reasonable. And I would. Okay. And this is, I think, important, right? Like we're going to have this thing hosted on some domain. And I think it's nice for people to be able to like go to the root like the top level, and get some information about this project.
Let's do the README thing first.
Okay. And we have not started this, right?
Correct.
Great. Go us. Only one branch. Nice. PR tracker. Bowl. Actually, issue 256. Balance it. Then mob start dash create. Okay. And then I will rotate over to you. Banana cursor. Oh.
Here's the README. It's not generated. Another thing I got into quite recently is flake parts partitions.
Yeah, that's where you like hide your dev dependencies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have not used that. That would be interesting to learn about.
The alternative to that, from the usage perspective, is to do inputs foo follows, and then empty string. Have you seen that?
I learned about that when we talked to the community infra folks.
Zowalk.
Right.
And that feature is seems like a feature that during development someone said, hey, let's support that for just for my convenience right now. But somehow it got committed, found its way into the product.
Yeah, it's putting the logic in the wrong place, right? It's like the user of the flake decides what the dev dependencies are. Like,
Even if you wanted to do that, empty string, that's how we do things?
sure.
uh, but but it works, right? So we don't have to. But I think we should add it as like a issue for some later consideration, right?
Yep.
Something like.
I mean, like, we've got multiple potential users, right? There's like, people are going to be users of the deployment of this software. And then there are going to be people who want to deploy the software. And I'm not sure if we're going to get either type of user, but I think doing the unofficial deployment for Next Packages is about people who are going to use the deployment, not people who are going to want to deploy it.
Look, even if we are our only users, I think this is when you look at the dependencies, when you use it, it does not draw in all these dev dependencies. I mean, look, Nix Flake metadata. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
How much of this do you want? It's a lot.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think like when we talk about our users, we need to be clear about which type of user we're talking about.
Our users or our users?
Well,
the end users.
Yeah, and we also are going to be our own users, right? Like if we're going to deploy and admin this unofficial deployment, then I think focusing on the people who are going to use the deployment, I think, is the goal before we do the unofficial deployment.
Well, I didn't put it in any milestone.
Sweet. Yeah, sounds good. That said, I would be very interested in learning about how partitions work and how to divide things up. So I hope we can play with that at some point.
Yeah. So we have this README, and we have let's build. I don't know what's it called. This, and this doesn't have any of the stuff that the README has.
Right.
So, what of the README? We could use the files Flake part to generate both, and then share the content. Or we could leave the README pointing at the manual, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
I would enjoy having I think this is all nice to have in the README. I don't how do you draw the line? What we could easily achieve whatever we want. What's the most proper thing to do here?
Good question. Hey, projects handle this in all sorts of every way imaginable. So I think it's kind of up to us. What do we prefer?
One thing I don't like much is duplicated content on the web.
Right. I agree.
Would it be terrible to just do share this part, the what, and the rest will be in the, maybe that's an arbitrary, reasonable.
I think that's reasonable.
That even the what, we have GitHub glue. It's it's here.
Uh-huh.
Is that even up to date? Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I would also be okay with this just literally being just C manual, link to manual.
Yeah.
Is that good?
That's fine too. Not picky.
Okay. Rotated.
Nice. All right. Mobster set. Goes. Okay, where is the link to the manual? That's this. Okay, great. The main. And then just PR tracker like that.
Even without the first line.
Okay. Great. And then the rest of this goes into summary.md. Here we go. All right. Thanks. Build.hash manual. And then Python.
There is some feature, right? From our MD book has some appropriate feature for like a intro page, something. What do I remember?
I don't know, but I believe it.
Intro page, prelude
Python's
page.
here. Jeez. Okay, MD book.
Prefix chapter.
Got it. Got it. Let's do it. Read me. That duplicate. That's confusing.
Thing, not readme.
Intro.
Introduction.
Introduction. Okay, great. Quick chapter link. Should we be using that? What does this take? Title and base name.md.
Now, actually, now we could actually put what are sections in the README. We could put in different pages of the book. Could do something like that.
Yeah. Is it worth breaking up? Like, I don't know that these don't feel like pages. Maybe Vision could be a page.
Vision, versioning.
Yeah. I guess this is useful for users, not just people working on the project.
So let's take the what and the how and put it in the introduction.
Sure. Okay, but how do we actually do this? Are we going to use this main chapter link? Title and base name. That's going to assume we have a markdown file somewhere, which comes from somewhere. I don't remember how any of this works. How do these markdown files come into existence?
Not sure.
Fake chapters, Nixos. So we must have Nixos equals chapters.nixos. Ah, boy. Oh no, those are generated. Okay, let's take a look at this. Might be easier to find. Chapters.api equals. So you write a line of code that looks like this. Under per system, you define a chapter, and then you can reference it. Chapter has a title and a DRV. Then it somehow gets a base name, which must be computed default equals name. Okay, got it. Okay. So I guess if we want to, we don't have to, but if we want to be consistent, we could do chapters dot intro, and then we could define the intro wherever we feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do that.
Would we create a intro.nix?
What existing modules do we have?
I guess I can pull up the entry point to all of this. Lake.nix. Here we go.
There's a manual.
Yeah, which is where we just were, but let's put it there. So that'll go in per system, which we have right here. Big old let block.
How about making manual a directory? I don't know about that because it's but
Yeah.
Where do we? Where's this go?
I don't know.
Just intro.next.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what that'll look like is a per system with a chapters.intro. Okay. We're not going to be using that, or that. This will just be like to do. This will be introduction. Introduction. I don't know. I'm being inconsistent here. Okay. Then manual. Introduction. And I am going to just be consistent and call it introduction everywhere. Introduction. Let's try to build it. See what happens. Localhost 8,000. Oh, it works. Nice. Okay, I'll rotate. Next.
What is that? Dot NixOS. This there.
.nixOS.
No.
Would you share screen, please?
That's where is oh NixOS says this. Okay. I think we kind of said like whatever when we did this.
We said whatever?
Yeah, when this ended up being a list with one item, so it's kind of list with one item. It's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'll take the README contents, this, and put it in introduction. And try it out.
Okay, we're using some GitHub flavored markdown that is not supported here. Or is that just because we didn't include the footnote?
What?
That caret 1 merge commit footnote link.
Huh. footnote. What? How do we? Where's the bottom of? I don't know. How do I find this?
There it is.
This.
I don't know.
What is it doing here? That's not it, is it?
Bet that's it.
Must be. It's just not well positioned.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, it probably just evolved. Oh, beautiful. Love it, love it.
Okay. Okay. That's introduction. Going up here. Now this. There's a fetcher and there's an API. And, well, we have a fetcher module, right? Like, this NixOS module specifically,
Sorry, can I
but
see
there's
the
also default.
Can I see the README? I did not internalize what we're looking at next. Okay, got it. And then can you just flip over to the README again?
To the manual?
Sorry, the manual. Yeah.
I'm trying. It's not doing. Oh, my editor is not where I expect. Okay.
Okay, so we probably just put that in chapter 2 or 3, right? Not
Yep.
create a new chapter or page or whatever the word is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds great. Love it, love it.
So how, where, this is environment variable. There.
There it is. Beautiful.
I'm going to, this is the fetcher. I'm going to stick it here, but indent this and remove these. Right?
Yeah,
And let's
I
see.
think this ordering doesn't make a lot of sense. Right, putting this in a section titled
No,
environment
that
variables is weird.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
Yep, and then the link is kind of
Link, it
silly.
doesn't. No.
The sentence could go away, or we could just say expects. No, I think that's fine. Pretty clear that it takes environment variables, I think.
Expect.
Expects, respects, honors.
Okay. So that's gone from there, and then we have API default next.
Yep.
Take this here. Move that. Move in correctly. What are these?
Those are paths.
Mm-hmm. Nope. We're not trying to improve documentation, just move it around. That's nice.
Yeah.
What happens with this? I don't think we need this. Versioning becomes a page on its own. But let me rotate.
Okay. Got it. Has it always been there? Last file? I've just never paid attention to it.
What's always been there?
Last file.
For a while,
Some editors understand that or something.
for a long time. I actually don't know anything that understands this.
Could see that being slick. Okay. Versioning. So we're gonna create a what? Just versioning.nix? Like, how do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do we have release?
Yep.
It's related.
Sure. Love it. Chapters dot. Chapters dot versioning. Versioning. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look.
I think the heading can be removed.
All right. Let's see it. That worked. Introduction still a to-do for me. There we go. Caching. Okay. Love it. Love it. Very nice. All right. Nixos. Then I gotta actually pull this in. Right. Manual. Okay. Where do we want it to go in the manual? Another unnumbered chapter? Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you can't see the title of the page. I guess you have to look at your tab or at the URL, or you have to have a wide enough screen.
I bet. Well, maybe there's a feature for this, like auto generate heading.
Related.
Configuration general. Page title.
Page title. There's this templating language. Is there like a
Oh
theme?
boy. Chapter title.
Where would you configure
Handlebar.
the theme? Index.hps is the handlebars template. If you want to change the layout or style of your book, but we don't have a file like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're using like some more context theme. Okay. The default renderer uses a handlebars template to render your markdown files. It comes with a default theme included in the markdown book binary. The theme is totally customizable. You can selectively replace every file from the theme by your own by adding a theme directory next to the blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we'd probably have to vendor some stuff. but you don't have to override everything.
I despise this.
Yeah.
Scheme.
So not quite the level of granular configuration overriding that you and I are used to in the Nix ecosystem.
Yeah, besides, we don't need this. We have a meta language, Nix. We generate whatever we want.
Mm-hmm.
We, for example, we have a show us the option. What's the option for a chapter?
So there's this PS args, which is not relevant. Those are just per system args. Config.chapters. So chapters equals right here.
There. See this sub module. It takes title, base name, and then the DRV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, because it's a DRV, then it's kind of too late to do stuff in Nix.
Yep. Well, maybe not. I mean, what's the relevant thing? We symlink it without any modifications. So what we could do is we could instead copy it with a prefix or with an optional prefix. Right? Like if we added a
Do you think this? Do you think this DR? I mean, we're not using it as a derivation. Like we could, like we're not gaining any benefit from it being a derivation. Currently,
we are
we're doing
very much benefiting. Not with what we're doing here, but with this right here, right?
I don't know
like
what.
Or wait, sorry,
This,
I'm getting mixed up.
It's all just right text, isn't it?
I don't think so.
All our values are just right text.
I don't think so.
No? What's not?
Here we go. This
one.
This is
Run
stuff
command.
that comes from Nix Ostrander.
Got it. Okay.
But this would be like straightforward to do, right?
Yeah, but it's string concatenation at build time.
Yep. And I'm saying it wouldn't be hard.
Yep. Okay. If it's some of them are already build time specific, then let's do it. Why not?
Right. It would look something like
do you know the apply apply attribute of a module system option?
I am familiar with it. Yeah, you can massage a value or even change its type.
Yeah, but we don't have PKGs there, right? Like, no, we do, because this is a per system option, right? So we have PKGs at that point. Could use PKGs in apply.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like,
but that would mean like we have more derivations, like more derivation hierarchy, instead of doing it where you just started editing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm generally not a fan of apply unless it's like going to be used in multiple places, but I don't have enough experience to have strong opinions. But what I would be inclined to do here is like, what are we doing here? We're producing a single line. Can we instead produce multiple lines? Like, what I would want to do is something like, CP blah 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 or maybe cat blah greater than before that. Like echo. Yo.
Chapter dot title. We have there.
But you see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yep. Cat the title, and then cat the rest of the.
Yeah, I think it would be echo the title, right?
Echo the title with
Said lib dot escape
a single hash.
del arg or
Yep.
something.
And a single hash to make it an H1.
Thank you.
And then cat to the end of that. That might work.
Yeah, that might work.
There needs to be another, like, and this would be an empty line between that title, between that heading and the. Just.
Oh, you know what? The cool kid way of doing this is probably this.
Subshell that echoes a couple of things, prints a couple of things, and then.
Does that look reasonable?
Looks nicer.
Okay. Great. And then we already have title, so we're in business. Wonderful. Loving it. That is not a thing. This is the versioning. Dope. Look at us. Somehow, there it is. Introduction. What? Nixos. Love it. API. It all works. All right. That was very satisfying, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Versioning. We can get rid of the dupe. Which is release. Goodbye. Okay. And I'm out of time. Mob next. Take it away, sir.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, prior art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prior art. Things that belong only to the manual, kind of want, but I think it's fine to do this as well, right? So, give me an example of introduction has exactly only this content for, right? Prior. Prior art.
Oh, do you want to add the file type annotation to the
File.
like hashtag markdown? So that we get syntax highlighting in the multi-line strings.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for Markdown though.
Oh, it doesn't do anything? Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
we could add it for later and works later.
Yeah.
And it's raining.
I hear it.
I will change microphone. Input devices. I have no icons. How's this?
No change.
No change, you're saying. Is it how about now? Hey.
I don't think so.
Hey. But you see this headset microphone. Okay. I think it should simply, it's not using the default, it's like retaining the, let me, mic. I want this one. You can mute while recording, but you can't switch mics.
Strange.
Let's mute. Can I switch?
Can't hear.
Sorry, it won't stop recording if I reload the page, will it?
I mean, it should have stuff stored, right? In local storage or whatever.
Even if, yeah, I'm not talking about that. That's it. But I can cheat it by like reloading.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I join, so I'm going to try that.
Okay. Okay.
Seems like this is good,
Very
right?
different.
Okay.
Were
Still
you able to
recording?
switch to the system default, or did you have to pick a microphone?
No, it doesn't. There's no. I think there's like it's a feature, so there's no surprises, right? Like whatever, platform decision, product decision. Okay.
Well, it's interesting for me.
Mm.
Neither of the microphones seem to be selected, so maybe it is actually choosing the default for me.
I can actually see what yours is.
So what's it say?
It lets me know. Default.
Oh, okay. There you go. Strange.
And if I pay more, even more, for this platform,
Interesting.
then I can change your input device.
Creepy.
But I think you would still need to like allow the browser to use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it asks for permission for the individual devices versus just microphone access.
So you were saying something about okay. So what?
Okay, prior art. Let's add it to the
All right.
summary.md, which is in
It's not here. It's in
manual.
manual.
Yeah.
Summary. But these are this is not like it's not what we meant, right? We meant introduction to be this kind of a chapter, but these are supposed to be this way, right?
Works for me.
So but wait, with prior art, I did not actually place the content there. Okay, so here's the content. This is not necessary. And let's see. Next is
Doki. Okay, attribute prior art is missing. Bummer. What did we get wrong? Are we not? Oh, we're not importing this, perhaps? Is that possible?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. I don't know what order we do that in. We put quotes around that? It's a escaping issue. That's my bad. If we're gonna use escape shell arg, then we should do this like this. Right? There's a string, and then there's a separate string. Go foo space bar. What if foo has a space? Oh, okay. I don't. Does that sound good?
What's the alternative? I'm trying to understand. Escape shell arg. You know, I think because it's multiple arguments.
Yeah. So I was just trying to play
One
with
of
that.
them's an argument, and then we're trying to concatenate them at. So why don't we concatenate them in Nix?
Well, here's another option that I just realized.
Concatenate and then call escape shell arg.
That would work too. Like that?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. Glad we got something with a space in it. All right. That I'm deleting that line. We don't need that anymore. All right. What's left in the README? Vision. That's a new file.
Mm-hmm.
Click that next. Vision.
I'm thinking maybe the vision could be a
Yeah.
GitHub metadata. Like
GitHub metadata.
yeah, like issues instead of kind of a live thing.
Oh, I see. Like a milestone, or just just like 4 separate issues, or an issue per.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. You wanna make that change?
I want to separate changes.
And let's just do this. These are probably just going to be single or double hashtags rather than triple.
Yes, H2.
That README has gotten nice and tiny. Go.
Remember to import.
I believe I did.
Include.
Yep, there it is. Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Importing wasn't the problem. Vision. Vision. Push-driven options. Look at all those lovely links. Okay, great. Well, that's it.
Well, what about the order of this these chapters? I see we have programs after you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, like, separating the actual usage of the thing, that's using it. This is talking about it. That feels like I would want this. I'm saying that's not going to make any visual difference, but like, it's not even going to reorder it, really. There we go. Versioning prior art vision. This all seems reasonable to me. I could see these getting indented under. Nah, I don't know. This is not an area I have experience with. What do you think?
I think this is not really a book. It's documentation that is not ordered. I'm kind of thinking none of these should have numbers attached to them. It doesn't make any sense for our use case.
So,
This doesn't work, does it?
apparently not. Can I do that?
But what do you? Why doesn't it work? Because there's a heading above it.
Yeah, I guess.
Really?
It's really all about having chapters. Huh?
Show us the summary again. Summary.
And there's this contributors at the bottom.
Documentation. Structure. Prefix chapter. Part.
Numbered chapter.
Number chapter.
Suffix chapter. They come after number chapters. So I think that's what this is, contributors.
Okay. What about the part title? Does it say that after the part title there cannot be prefix chapters?
Separators. So that's what that is. So yeah, it is very surprising to me. Like, it doesn't seem to be captured here. Part title. Level 1 headers can be used as a title. Can be used to logically separate different sections of the book. The title is rendered as unclickable text. Titles are optional, and the numbered chapters can be broken into as many parts as desired. Part titles must be H1 headers. Other heading levels are ignored. It doesn't explain the thing we're running into, but it also, these docs read to me like they wouldn't expect us to do what we're trying to do.
What does prefix chapters say? They should all be on the root level, and you cannot add prefix chapters once you have added numbered chapters.
There it is.
So, what if we do H2? What if programs is H2 instead of H1? It won't be a part title.
Sure. But it may not do anything useful for us. Let's see.
Just show up, right?
Maybe.
I suppose they mean business with ignored. So tell me, Jeremy.
What's up?
If if arbitrary markdown is ignored, why is it markdown at all?
I didn't build this tool.
Good answer. Good answer.
We knew that they parsed it, right? Like, because
Sure.
they're
Yeah.
computing these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird.
Well, computing markdown just renders as HTML with these numbers, right? Like that's the no, but that's no.
No,
These numbers are different.
these numbers
They're across multiple lists.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing something kind of like semantically weird with markdown here, right? Like, there's no real connection between this and this in the markdown sense.
Okay. So do we need programs? Do we need that heading?
I mean, I think we can live without it.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can place things in a different order, such as introduction, and then place the two programs, API and Fetcher. Maybe Fetcher and API, because
That's the order that you'd use them in. Sure.
And then you got perhaps the NixOS, because you probably actually use that. And versioning is important for the user, and prior art and vision are kind of secondary after that.
Okay. Yep. Our business. This would probably work better as like Nixos module.
Mm-hmm.
You okay with me making that change?
Sure.
Chapters.nixos. How is that? Nixos Nixos modules. Module.
It's a single module.
Surprised that didn't get the there we go. Nixos module. Okay. I think that's it. Next.
It looks like that's it. Let me have a look at it. Build it. Sure.
Wonder if those should link. I think somebody reading this entire manual would not be sure what the executable names are of those two programs.
Yeah, but that's an existing problem. Let's ship this.
Sure.
Okay. And the README is now next to nothing. I'm removing this like extra trailing flash. And I think we're good.
Yeah. When you do a rebase, when you do the mock-up, because that bump inputs did land on main.
Cool. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do a diff main, the main that I have. The README has been reduced to this, and then a prior induction vision. Imported it to Flake.next. That looks right. That looks right.
Uh-huh.
Introduction.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh, what about the markdown text fetcher API and fetcher
Sure. Yeah.
API nix folds markdown fetcher nix folds chapter text let's take a look again. This has the markdown. This has introduction, manual, summary. Rename the title, retitle the title. This does not have. This is bash. This is YOR does have the markdown. This does not. Release default. Release default. Chapter. Versioning. Markdown. Default. Release default. Vision. Vision does. Okay. All done.
Cool.
Status. Stash.
Oh.
Keybase. Git fetch. It was fetched. Oh, mobstart does that.
Okay.
Keybase. Upstream. No, there's no upstream. Origin. Yes. And get some new inputs. What issue number is this?
Number 256.
That's a power of 2.
Very satisfying.
What happened here? Oh, this is a stash swap. Add everything. Status. Git commits. Some
Pardon me.
This is docs related. Move readme content to manual. Closes 256.
Love it.
Next flake. Check. I want to check something here in the formatting. Yeah, this can be improved a little bit. I think I can do that. Next, next, tree filmed next. Let's see what I do. Config. Work trees, infra, modules, meta, next. I'm doing something not ideal. What project did I make this more ideal? Work trees.
Yeah, you can set it to just use tree font, right?
Yes, there's integration. Is it here? Modules. Dev modules. Tree font hooks. Tree font enable true. Hooks tree font enable true.
That's what I have.
Let me change that here as well. Hooks.
I was very satisfied when I discovered that.
True.
Unused
check.
variable. I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, it does matter. It won't let me fulfill the check.
Oh, sorry. I'm confused about which repo we're dealing with. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I went to fix this in my infra repo.
Great.
This is still running. Look how long it takes to evaluate 4 NixOS
I know.
on the fastest consumer.
To the point earlier this week, I did a flake update in my flake, the one for all my Nix machines, and I couldn't even do Nix flake check without booming, like running out of memory. That was very frustrating. I never had that happen.
Ouch.
I think there was something that
Well,
was
there's
failing to build in Hydra, which then my machine was trying to build. So it was pretty painful.
well, David's been working on this.
Ooh.
Just a step in the right direction.
Oh ho ho. So we can get rid of the enable equals true stuff and only import what we need.
This is just a small step. See, it's like it's still 185 modules, so it's not the correct solution. It's like refactoring existing modules to explicitly import their dependency module, sending CI checks to assure modules declare imports correctly. What I think is what the module system could use is a strict mode in which any module that provides a value to an option must import a module that provides a declaration for that option.
Say that again.
I want to write it. So, can we? I don't know if this is the correct place to discuss it. Maybe I should. Yeah, but here. Sorry for the low effortness of this comment. Just throwing a thought that probably had occurred to some of the people involved, but nonetheless, perhaps the module system could have a some new strict mode in which a module that provides a definition for an option must import a module that either declare that option or import a module that declares that option.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I understand.
No. Okay. So you see this this failed. Now I'm going to
Lovely.
try to this eval cache. So some stuff here should go faster, right? I think my input branch usage might affect eval cache. Because look, I mean, isn't this supposed to be instant? You see that copying
Yep.
to the store? I'm pretty sure that this is breaking eval cache.
Room for improvement.
Okay, this succeeded.
Wonderful.
So I'm pushing switch main. I actually have a shortcut for this. Branch. This is probably the right thing. Okay. I think something went wrong here because when is this from? No, yeah, looks right. This is also origin main, and I don't think I force pushed anything, so only this needs to be deleted. Fetch all prune. Wait, this is still my. Didn't I just delete this? What did I just do? I just deleted this. So why does this exist? This is remote origin. So why? Oh,
it is gone. It's
this.
the,
Okay. I didn't. I confused about that. Okay, so shoe 256 7 that and formatting tree font enable true. So check. Add that. Sure. Let's do a direct reload because this would deploy the new hook. And let's try git. See, the hook succeeded. Or I actually didn't see it succeed, but let's assume it succeeds. Because it works in different. Sure. Use pre-commit tree font integration. Whatever. Push that. Issue list. Okay. I'll be right back.
all right. Oh, hey, sorry. I was gonna say, I'm still on camping mode, so I'm pretty tired. So I think this is a good stopping point for me tonight.
Fine. Good work.
Yeah, you too.
Good work. Looking forward to next time.
Awesome.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and even sponsor. Till next time, be well.
Bye.